Aloha, my name is Amanda Milan. Today I'm gonna go over the bone structure of the body. I'm gonna go up to the anterior skull. We got my mannequin here, Scully. We'll start with the nasal. It's right over here in this region. The nose. We got. I'm not too sure how to say this. This is sphenoid. So I recall it's here for my notes here in the skull. We got the lacrimal. It's on the inside of the eye. This would be right in this area, this little piece here. Right next to it, we have the ethmoid. It's right next to it, inside of the eye. I know it's really hard to see, but it's there. Then we have the zygomatic. That is located, if I remember, is the cheekbone. So right in this area here. We have the maxillary or maxilla bone. That one I think is around this area of the skull. The mandible is, if I recall, on the jawline here in this area. The frontal, of course, is the front of the skull. And then the vomer, see, I think I remember it's a little piece here of the nose. So that's the anterior of the skull. Moving on, we have the posterior of the skull. Ooh, turn him around. So for the posterior, we have the mandible again, the jaw here, or well, if you could see past the skull, the spine, it would be here. I think this is called occipital. Let me see what my notes say. Occipital. That guy is right over here. If I believe that's straight, yeah. Then we got the parietal, which is right above it, so around this area here. The temporal, of course, would be here. Let me just double check my notes. Yeah, right in this region here. Moving on, we're gonna go into the lateral skull. So for the lateral skull, I turn Scully this way. Whoa. Okay. For the lateral skull, we got the ethmoid bone again, which is right on this area here. The frontal is the skull area here. The lacrimal, that one is right next to the ethmoid area inside of the eye. The mandible is down here again in the jawline. The maxill is right over here, this little dot area. We got the nasal, of course, here. The occipital. That one is the back of the skull here, this area. Oops, this area here. Then we have the parietal, which is here. Over here. The frontal, and then the parietal, and then the occipital here. Then we have the temporal again on this area. Then the zygomatic, which is right over here. Okay. Then moving on, we have the inferior of the skull, the floor cranial cavity. I'm just trying to take off Scully's skull here. Right. So sorry, I'm gonna try and put him on the ground so you folks can see. Okay. For the inferior of the skull, so I'm just gonna get a little closer to my notes. We have the ethmoid. That I believe is in this region here, in this little area here. The ethmoid. Then of course you have the frontal, the occipital bone here in this area, the parietal bone, which is this little area of the skull here. Then we have the sphenoid bone, which is around this area, and we have the temporal bone, which is a little bit down here, this area, goes down there. Alright, I hope I got that right. Back here again. Okay. Then we have the vertebrae column. Alright, so here we go. The spine. So the first one we have is the atlas, which is here. And then we have the axis, which is there, C1 and C2. Then we have the cervical vertebrae, so C1 through C7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the cervical. Then we have the thoracic vertebrae, which is T as in Tom 1 through 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then moving on, we have the lumbar vertebrae, which is L1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then from there, we have the sarcum, and the coccyx. I'm not too sure how to say that, but the sarcum is the second to the last of the spine, so it's 5 fused bones. So it's right over here, and then the coccyx down here, the tailbone. Alright, that's it for that, because I'm saying most of it wrong, but I'll try my best. Then we have the thoracic cage. So if I turn Scully around, take a look at his ribcage area. So for the ribcage area, the thoracic area, we have the body of the sternum, so which is here. Then we have the manubrium of the sternum, which is this notch here. Then we got the true ribs, which is 1 through 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then after that, we have the false ribs, which is 8 through 12. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the floating ribs is the 11, 12. So that's the thoracic cage. Moving on, we got the pectoral glide. Let me just check my notes. Yeah. Oh no, pectoral girdle and upper limbs. So for that, we're looking at the shoulder area, arms. So let's start off with the clavicle, which is the what is this called? The clavicle. I can't think of the word, the other term, but clavicle is here. Then we have the scapula in the back, the shoulder blades here. And then what else? Scapula. Oh man, I can't think of it. The scapula. I'm having a brain fart. Scapula, clavicle, oh, the humerus here, right there. Then we got the radius. When you look at the arms, this bone here is the radius, and this is the ulna here. And I think that's it. Yeah, clavicle, scapula, radius, and ulna. Then moving on, we got the hands and the wrist. So let me get my notes here. This one is fairly detailed. So my hand here is I couldn't find a black marker for this, so please bear with me because it was really hard to see too on Scully's hand here. But just focus. So here we have the radius here on this bone, the ulna here. I got the capitate. So that one is the middle bone in this area. If I can focus. Well, it's here. Then the hamate is here, I believe. The lunate would be this here. Yeah, here. Then the scaphoid. Oh, maybe it's the scaphoid is. It's around this area here. It's really hard to see in his hand, but it's in the middle area. The sesamoid. Can't remember where it's at. But let me just move on. We got the tracheum. It's kind of by the thumb area, so I think it would be this guy here. Tracheum, the metacarpals is these parts over here of the fingers. The phalanges would be these parts here of the fingers. And then is it pisiform is here in this area. The trapezoid is kind of next to number 2. I would say somewhere over here, around this area. The trichum, that one. Oh boy. Trichum, I think it's somewhere next to the pisiform area. So it's around this region of the hand. I think it's right over here. Oops, I'm sorry. Right on this area here of the hand. Did I miss anything? Trapezium, I know we said that here. Trapezoid was by number 2. That's it. So sorry, it's hard to see on his hand. I can't even focus on it. Well, you're gonna have fun listening to me when I go to the ankle and foot, because that's even worse. Anyways, the pelvic girdle and the lower limbs. So if I pull up my notes here, let's see here. The ilium is in this area of the bone. The ischium is on this area of the pelvic bone here. Of course, we got the pubic bone right over here. The femur be, of course, the long leg, part of the leg, the thigh area. Then we got the patella, the knee here. The tibia is a longer. Oh, he's the bigger bone. I'm sorry, he's about to fall. The bigger bone here is the tibia, the fibia, and that will do it for them. Then, of course, we got the ankle of foot, which is the next hardest one. Let's see here. So we can start off with the calcaneus. That's the heel of the bone. So this guy here. Then we got the cuboid. So if I was to look at my feet actually this way, I'm so sorry, those are just my notes. The cuboid here, it would be this area here. Then we got the intermediate cuneiform. So if I look at the the foot, it would be the middle one here. There we go. Then the lateral cuneiform, which is right next to it, this one. And then the cuboid. Oh boy, did I say it backwards? Cuboid here on this area. Cuboid. Then we got the lateral. Then intermediate, and then the medial form because it goes to the big foot. So medial. Then we have the metatarsals, which is the long part of the toes here. Then we have the navicular. So let me just say the talus is here. So we got a little bone. Talus is here. We got the little bone here. Then it would be the navicular. I'm not too sure how to say that. Then we have the phalanges, which is all of the rest of the toes up here. So it'd be here in this region. And yeah, I think I got everything for that. So I hope this video was informative. Let me just check my notes if I got anything else. I wish I could go and get a marker to show more of the hands, but it was pretty hard to get the pictures in and do everything without any lines or anything. It was really hard to take those pictures. I do apologize, but if I could just briefly run through the hand again, because it was really hard to focus and see. So of course we have the phalanges here. It's just I can't really get it all in the camera. It's really hard to see with the ridges, but we'll make do with what I have in my video, and I hope it's okay. Got Scully here, and of course we always got the Aloha vibes. Alright, and this is again Amanda Milan closing out on my video. I hope it was informative. Alright, thank you. Aloha.